I'll call my next prisoner Trevor. Not his real name, but we're going to call him Trevor. And I will deny this publicly, but Trevor is one of my favorites. I do not have a favorite child. I have 2 kids, no favorites there. But Trevor's my favorite prisoner. And when he comes in, he has a smile that lights up the room and a very calming presence on the room. He's also the natural leader of the group and the mediator when, not that things get really heated, but when, sometimes discussions get a bit heated, he's the one to mediate and bring them back. And one day, Trevor shared a story that kind of goes like this, that if you've seen any of the scenes in a movie or a TV show with a prison and there's a common area and the prisoners are all out together and one person slights another prisoner, one day that happened to Trevor. And another man called him a name. And what did Trevor do? He went back to his prison cell and started making a shiv or a knife. And he was going to go and stab the guy who'd called him a name. But then Trevor got a letter. And it was a letter from another inmate who was actually a bit of a mentor to him, someone he looked up to, and someone who was well respected in the prison. And the note said this: "Violence is a choice, and you can rise above this." And Trevor chose to rise above. He chose to stop the cycle of violence that he had lived by pretty much his whole life, and he chose to do the work. And I like to look at it as, Trevor could have got a letter that said, "You're about to make a huge mistake. You're an idiot. Don't even think about doing it." But instead, somebody believed in him and just showed him a new perspective. So back in 2021, January, it's a big month for me, I was working for an advertising agency and working round the clock. So I had a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old boy. My husband was working really long hours, and I had 30 minutes to get my kids out to the playground to get their energy out before we all had to be back online. So I'm taking them out, and I'm pushing my 5-year-old on the swing, and he says, "Mommy, can I give you a goal this year?" I got really excited. I know you're probably all like, "I see where this is going." I did not. I got really excited. I was doing my coaching certifications at the time. I've been a goal setter since I was probably 10. And I was really excited. I said, "Yes, what's your goal for me?" And he said, "Mommy, can you be less angry this year? You're angry all the time." Yeah. It was not what I was expecting to hear at all, but it was what I needed to hear. I had, been so busy trying to rise the corporate ranks, trying to please everybody, trying to put out really good work, that I was exhausted. I was pretending to be somebody else at work. I was never showing any weakness or struggles, and my family got the brunt of it. And so it took that day, my son saying that, and again, he didn't say like, "Mom, you're a horrible mom," which I get from my 12-year-old now, but I don't get that from him. He merely just asked me a question that had me realize what had been happening. And so I did the work. I decided I don't want to be known as the angry mom. Even the strongest leaders need people who believe in them and can call them out, but hopefully in a loving and respectful way. So 2 questions here are: who in your life can challenge you without damaging the relationship? I'm sure we all have people in our lives, probably in your family, that if they challenge you, your back's going to get up and it's not going to go well. Yeah, we don't want to go to those people. We want to go to people who can challenge us, but we're going to be open and receptive. And whose voices are missing from your support system right now, and how can you invite them in?